It's beautiful Wednesday, February 18th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack, match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. And the Oklahoma Sooners have their new running backs coach, Ted.
Yes, we do. Exciting times.
A familiar name. Now, before we dive into Deland McCullough being hired as the running backs coach, a reminder, Friday night, #1 OU versus #2 LSU, women's gymnastics, $7 tickets in the show notes. There's a link for it. Be there, pack the LNC, give them the home gym advantage they deserve, people. Come on.
That's going to be big. That's going to be real big. That'll
big
be fun.
Big one. All right. What do you think, man? This is it's a familiar name, right?
Yep. Obviously had a couple of his sons on the roster and one transfer from Indiana. So you know that there's at least some familiarity between he and Coach Venables. Probably have had plenty of conversations. I'm sure he's got the inside on how the program operates, at least from the player's side. Has a history with Kevin Wilson, who we love and think's been a great addition here. And, you know, he's one of those coaches that you can look at someone's kind of their career trajectory, and when you see guys that are constantly upgrading and climbing the ladder, that's a good thing, and that's what his record indicates. Plenty of college experience at good places, USC, Notre Dame, obviously mentioned Indiana, got a Super Bowl ring with the Kansas City Chiefs, most recently with the Raiders. To me, seems like a guy, you go through his history of programs he's been, some of the running backs that he's coached. My assumption is it's a really good hire. So we'll see how it plays out. But I mean, on first view, not knowing a whole lot about him personally or, you know, his coaching style or any of that stuff, he seems like a highly sought after coach that's got a real good track record.
I think, and maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I think the fact that he had 2 kids play here, both of those kids left here, and he wanted to take this job, says everything you need to know about the situation, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Because whether you would have said the best or the worst of you comes out as a father when your kid goes and plays somewhere else, the fact that he looked at this job with both of his sons having their experience here, and he was like, yeah, I want to go coach there. I want to go coach for Brent Venables. I think that says a lot, man.
Yeah.
Now, Venables, it also says a lot about Venables going, I want that guy to come here and coach. That means their interactions over the year with Deshaun, with Day, that means he was very impressed with Deland, not only as a person, as a father, but I have a feeling they talked a little ball, Ted. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I actually think it's a pretty cool story. Yeah. I love the resume, college and NFL experience. And, you know, he did it at Miami of Ohio, Indiana, USC, Notre Dame. So he's got all kinds of different experiences, different areas of the country, and then a couple different stops in the NFL, and won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. So you've seen it done at the highest level, man.
Yep.
So I it feels like an awesome hire to me. I I really you know me, I try to find anything to complain about if I can, and I really it doesn't feel like there's anything to complain about here. This feels like a fantastic hire after losing DeMarco Murray to the NFL.
No doubt. I agree. I mean, at face value, which is really all I know, I can look at the career history and the trajectory. I like it. I mean, he's seen it from the player's perspective, played in the NFL, played in the Canadian Football League, obviously was a college standout, and the resume checks out. And if I know that Venables takes hiring very seriously, and he puts a lot of thought into it. He's always, he interacts with a lot of coaches out there, and I'm sure he's always got a list of guys that he likes or thinks highly of, or through the grapevine, the coaching conversations that go on. These coaches talk a lot, and you get a good idea of background on guys. And then you know having coached for Kevin Wilson, and I don't know how influential he was in it, but it sounds like he has signed off on it and thinks it's a great hire. So in my mind, all the right people to me are saying it's a good hire, so I like that.
I If Kevin Wilson says he's a good running backs coach, which K Dub expressed some excitement last night on Twitter, kind of teasing this whole thing. So I I feel good about it, man. I feel really good about it. And one of the important things I think is, like, if you're a running back in that room, if you're Xavier Robinson, if you're Torrey Blaylock, if you're whoever, you lose your running backs coach, who's like a big name guy who, you know, there could be a sense of like, who's the next guy going to be? Like, is this going to be viewed as some big step down? And Deland McCullough comes in and you're like, okay, this guy's got some skins on the wall. We're good here. He
No doubt.
recruited Jeremiah Love. We're good,
Yep.
or coach
Yep.
Jeremiah Love. I don't know exactly how that all went down, but I think he recruited Jeremiah Love. The timeline it matches up. But I think that kind of alleviates any concern that any of the backs in that room had, like, oh, we're going to get a guy that, it's late in the hiring cycle. Are we really going to get a dude? Well, you've got a guy that's got great college experience and great NFL experience. I don't think you could ask for much more if you're one of the running backs in that room.
Yep. And like you talked about with Venables, I'm sure that both in their conversations throughout his sons playing here, and probably talking to their sons about how it's going. I mean, there's probably no surprise about the demanding nature of Venables to him. And to be honest, Coach Wilson has his ways too. He's kind of an offensive version of Brent Venables, and the fact that he's, knows what he's signing up for, and not that it's a bad environment to coach in, but every coaching experience is different. I like that someone's come and run into this situation and views it as a great opportunity. So if anyone cares, I'm signing off on it. I like it.
Hey, people do care, Ted.
Okay.
People do care about what you think. Along those same lines, it's Deland McCullough is not going to come in here and have to learn what this program's all about, learn what this culture is like for Brent Venables and this stuff. Like, he had kids playing here. I think he's got a good sense of how they operate, and he will bring his experiences, his opinions, and be additive to what they're doing. That's how I view it. Hey, if he wants to chime in and say, hey, this is kind of what we did at Notre Dame from a technique standpoint, from a drill standpoint at the running back position, like, he's going to have full control of that. Like, this is stuff that worked for us in Kansas City. Like, that's the type of stuff where a guy that has McCullough's experiences coming in, I mean, he can improve some things, right? The production at the running back position has not been good enough the last couple of years. We all know that. It's Deland McCullough's job to come in and go, hey, we're changing this, and this, and we are going to be better because of it.
Yep. Proof's going to be in the pudding. I will say that, the situation that we've had the last couple of years just offensively has not been primed for great production at running back. Now, obviously, we've talked about it a lot. While some of the blocking and the injuries we've had across the offensive line, how we've been undermanned at the tight end spot, it's been tough getting the running game going. I don't know that you can't place all of that at DeMarco's feet with the production at the running backs. It all works together. But right now, where the situation he's coming into, it's looking quite a bit better and starting to trend in the right direction. And hopefully, if things go well, and a lot of these guys that we're hoping on the offensive line who were young but showed a lot of promise, they have big off seasons. What we've added at tight end, the running back room looks like it's going to be competitive. You got a quarterback that's coming back. You've got Arbuckle in his second year in the SEC. The situation is the best it's looked in a little while. It's not a guarantee that it works out come season, but you would hope with all of these things in the right area that you're going to start to see quite a bit more production, because the biggest thing that's been holding us back as a football team has been the offense. And the biggest thing that's holding us back on offense is our running game. So if those things can come up, then, the recipe's looking pretty good right now as we sit here.
I just heard back from a Kansas City Chief a former Kansas City Chief that won a Super Bowl with McCullough as the running backs coach. He said he was awesome. Great vibes. Everyone respected him.
I appreciate that, Blake.
Thanks, Blake. So I mean, what's not to like? I'm sure there will be some people out there that find something not to like. Well, both of his kids that came here left. I mean, I guess you could say that, but
I view that as a positive. Well, I don't view it as a positive that his kid left.
I view it as a positive, the fact that his kids left here and he wants this job.
No doubt. Yes.
Yeah. So
same boat. Yeah.
I think that says so much about what Brent Venables has built from a culture standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But is there anything else? Any other thoughts about the hire?
It better work out.
They better rush. We better have 2,000-yard rushers. I do think a guy coming from the NFL, let's be real, let's be real. The NFL game, like the run game, there are a lot of differences between what you see on Sundays and what you see on Saturdays because of all the RPO stuff. My hope is McCullough comes in here and goes, hey, how about we try some more of this NFL style stuff?
Do you think we could get his running back in Vegas? He's got eligibility left,
Ooh.
Think you could battle for an extra year?
We could use 1 year of Genty. Let's find the funds.
Let's do it.
Then you just got to sue. You got to find a judge. Yeah, we know the formula. But I'm really excited about the hire, man. I mean, it all seems very, very positive.
Yeah. And we'll just have to see how it plays out. I mean, like I said, everything checks out. We'll see, once spring ball gets going, which, we're not that far away from, we'll see what influence, if any, he has on run game or ideas on things that he thinks that they should do, or whatever, little quirks or unique things that he may bring to the equation that are a little bit different that we can see and ID. We'll see as that stuff plays out. But as of right now, I'm two thumbs up.
Josh Pate has found himself on the naughty list for Sooner Nation, Ted.
That time of the year.
Pate put out his top 12 college football programs of the country. And here were his criteria. A rolling 3-year blend of on-field results, talent acquisition resource pool, organizational stability and structure, and slight look to the future. The rankings. Top 12. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Indiana. Your reigning national champs, Indiana. 4, Oregon. 5, Texas. 6, Notre Dame. 7, Alabama. 8, Miami. 9, Texas A&M. 10, Michigan. 11, Texas Tech. And 12, Tennessee. Ted, your thoughts?
I don't have a big problem with most of it. These are the familiar names, right? And if you go back 10 years and take a snapshot, most of these names are going to be there. If you go back 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's going to be a snapshot of mainly the same programs. There is one missing that's usually in there. That'd be Oklahoma. Um, my biggest problem with it is 11 and 12. I think Oklahoma has a clear case to be ahead of both Texas Tech and Tennessee. And frankly, I don't think Texas Tech should be on there.
What if I told you an unofficial source has indicated to me that OU was supposed to be over Tennessee and Texas Tech, and that the reason they weren't, that was given to me from this unofficial source, was internal oversight?
Forgot.
That internal oversight occurred. And now, this unofficial source could be trying to cover his own behind. Who knows? But that is what I was told by an unofficial source, Ted, that internal oversight is what caused Oklahoma to not be on this list. Also, the unofficial source did say that we should not expect a public apology for said oversight.
Appreciate that, Pate.
So, is it weird that my first reaction, like, clearly I saw it and I was like, wow, OU's not on there. But right after that, I was like, LSU? I mean, a lot of people, and I guess if people say, hey, that's the best job in the country, possibly, I guess that doesn't mean necessarily it's one of the best programs, but can a job be labeled by a lot of people as the best job in college football and you're not a top 12 program in college football? That doesn't seem to add up,
No, well, I mean, here's the thing. When you look at the criteria, on-field results, they're coming off a down year. They were still a good football team. Recently it hasn't been what they've wanted, but they had a Heisman winner not very long ago and made the SEC championship. Talent is always through the roof at LSU. Resource pool, I don't know what their money situation is. It's hard to know all these, but
they got Raising Cane's money, man.
When you look at the players that are constantly on their roster, I think they're pretty well funded. Like, the only thing I could say would be like organizational stability and structure. There's a lot of chaos at LSU, but that's not new. That's kind of always been the case. So I think that's something you just factor in with LSU is there's always going to be some chaos, and about every 4 or 5 years, they're going to put, like, the timing's going to be right and they're going to put together a crazy football team. So It's just kind of how that place feels like it's always operated. So yeah, like LSU could easily be on there. You could bump Miami out. You could bump Tech out. You could bump A&M out, frankly, Tennessee for LSU and Oklahoma. And, you know, uh, my thing is like, I I didn't know if it was an accidental omission or however an oversight, but when I viewed it, I was like, oh well, if you're looking at the criteria, the some of the on-field results, I feel like you can. I think this goes even outside of this situation. The 6-7 season in the SEC carries way too much weight in most people's minds about what Oklahoma is and what they're going to be. And if we can put another good season together, make another playoff, I think you finally separate yourself from that, because like there's a lot of people that are really still latching on to us going 6-7 the first year in the SEC. And I get it. It's hard to have an intimate knowledge of all these programs and where they're at and what the direction is. But I personally think we're in a really good place right now. Organizational structure may be the best there is on this list. The talent acquisition, we've had a couple of really good portal cycles. We have the number one class currently for the upcoming recruiting. We'll see how that all plays out, see if we actually get ink to paper, but we're well funded. I know a lot of people think we're not. And you look at this list and a lot of these schools, like Indiana has Mark Cuban, who everyone knows, right? Miami has a famous billionaire. Oregon has a famous billionaire. Tech has a guy that's a billionaire that's out front and everyone knows it. Michigan has their popular funding. Like, we're well funded. We may not have a billionaire that's a household name like some other places, but we are a well-funded program. And I feel like a lot of people, if you can't connect some rich, famous person to the school, the thought is they don't have any money.
Tim Headington's just lurking in the shadows.
Deep pockets.
Lurking. Just
Yeah.
he's right where he wants to be.
That's right.
Unseen.
But
I know a lot of people were very riled up about this list, so we had to talk about it. But it is fun that every single fan base, pretty much except for Ohio State, because they're number one, is pissed at Pate. It's fantastic.
I was wondering, because Indiana's number 3. You're not going to find any arguments from me, right, with the direction of that program and how they're operating. They're coming off of a undefeated national championship run. But I wonder how most people view that. Is Indiana still viewed for a lot of people as like a Johnny come lately, and it's still too early to maybe tell like what the long-term success rate's going to be there? I don't know. I just thought, it's weird to go from, I don't know, probably ranked around 75 or 80 to all of a sudden the top 3 for programs. They've proved it. I wonder what the reaction was across the country seeing Indiana there.
The Signetti effect.
I
think because and Pate's criteria was right the last 3 years. Well, what was Indiana, like 3-9 the year before
what
Signetti?
about that 3-9 year? Come on.
I think once again the Signetti effect. I think everyone kind of just looks at it and go, no, they're going to be good. Like they're going to be really good.
Yeah, pre-Sig Indiana and post-Sig Indiana. It's two different entities.
It's their 3-9 season before Signetti got there. Is it like close to our 6-7 SEC season? You know what I mean? No, it's just like people. I don't think people view that anywhere near the same. But I think you're right. And the old saying, like, hey, you can only make one first impression. Our first impression in the SEC wasn't great.
No doubt.
It wasn't great. And
it takes a long time to overcome it.
And it's that that is lingering, right? And then I think one of the other things, and I think you nailed it with the way that you framed kind of like that donor thing. We are not typically going out and bringing in like the highest priced guys out of the portal. Now, we did go get Mateer. People seem to forget how in demand he was when they were able to bring him in. We did go get like, hey, a guy like Hayden Hansen, a guy like Parker Livingston. Like those are high dollar guys that a lot of people wanted out of the portal.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't go get Cam Coleman, you know? So
And we're not going to. Like, forget the money side. That's just, you've got your priority list, and like the way our front office is going to operate, instead of going and getting the number one guy and having to set the market with some crazy number, they're going to go find someone that they feel like gets close and we can get value. That's how they're going to operate. The culture piece is going to be a big part of how they pursue people. They have to be the right fit as far as, what their makeup is. And then, they've got a plan that they're going to stick to, and every team is going to be different with how they acquire talent and how they spend and what their roster is going to look like. And, the other part is there's people forget, and I'm a victim of this as well, but, this year we were pretty attuned to it. If you've got a really good team and you've got a bunch of returners coming back, that's going to be a hell of a lot more expensive than what you do in the portal, because it's going to cost a lot of money to retain all the players who stepped up and kind of burst onto the scene. It's basically like you're signing a bunch of free agents on your own roster too, that you need to keep moving forward. So, I mean, it was a very expensive offseason for us. You may not be able to look at the portal and say, boy, Oklahoma they dumped the cash out there. They went all in. Well, we went all in on the roster, on the guys that we want to keep here and make sure that they continue to progress.
it's balance, right?
Yep.
The retention and then the portal piece with recruiting. And I do think the portal, when you look at what the guys that were in the portal this cycle, there's part of me that thinks, oh, you looked at who was available, looked at who they wanted to retain, and went, hey, maybe let's invest in this 2027 recruiting class, because maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze with some of these guys that are available in the portal. And I think I'm sure there's a lot of fans that say, like, no, we need to go all in. But you have to look at the whole picture. Like, they're not just trying to build a team. The staff in this front office, they believe they can still build a program.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that by getting guys in, developing them, like getting them completely into your culture, and then like keeping them.
Yeah.
Now you got to fill the holes when you got to fill the holes, right?
No doubt.
I think it's a disciplined approach from Oklahoma that only time will tell if it was the right way to go about things, right?
Sure.
But I think that disciplined approach, some people want to call it cheap. Some people want to say, OU's like a money ball program in the portal. It's finding the balance, man. And we'll see what this season and next season look like for them. But I view it as like they've been disciplined and they've stuck to their plan. They've stuck to what they want this to look like.
Yeah.
So with the resources they have available, So
they've said all along since Nagy got here, and I think this was starting to become the path. Maybe even before that, outside of gaping holes like a Hayden Hansen, in the tight end spot. They don't want a 1 year plug and play guy. They want to go out and find guys that have multiple years of eligibility left. So, you can have more structural stability. Now, there's no guarantee that those guys stay, but they've tried, and you can see it, that they've tried to go out and they consider that more valuable maybe than a lot of production in 1 year, a guy that has solid production, promise of continued development and multiple years remaining. That's more valuable than just a 1 year, throw it in the mix and hope it works.
I know Michigan won the national championship a couple years ago, but it does not sit right with me that they're ahead of us on this list. For some reason, there's been so much stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
With Michigan, you know what I mean?
How are you going to weight these different things? Like, the structure and stability at Michigan has not been good. Now, I think they're in a great spot now, but I mean, you can't just dismiss a lot of things and then hold certain instances on individual teams that have happened and hold that, the weight of some of these criteria feels off.
How about this? Just received a text about Deland McCullough. Not only did he work for Kevin Wilson at Indiana, he played for Kevin Wilson at Miami, Ohio.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
How about that?
And he was the all-time leading rusher in the MAC when he graduated. So, little fun fact there about Deland McCullough for everyone.
Have you seen this? I remember when this story came out. Have you seen the story of his dad and how he found his dad?
No. Or I remember it when I remember it being discussed when Desan was here, but I don't remember the details.
I don't remember the entire story, but basically is he was adopted and obviously gets into sports, and was it Sherman Smith he goes and plays for this coach, and this coach becomes like his mentor, father figure. And then later on in life, 2017, I think it was, because he was searching for his family, finds his mom, reconnects with his mom, and finds out that his mentor coach is his dad.
What?
Yeah.
We got to get Deland on the pod, man. That
no doubt.
I need all the details of that story. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, pretty cool.
We'll work on it. We need to see if we can get every assistant on here. We'll work on it.
Start rolling it through.
But Josh Pate, we won't forget.
No.
I'm still wondering if the unofficial source saying it was internal oversight. I can't determine if that's just a little CYA or not. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Little get out of jail free card there.
Well, one of the good things is you look at the list. OU's not on it, but we play number 5 on the list. We play number 10 on the list.
We play number 2 on the list.
We play number 2 on the list.
Well, and that's the thing that I was laughing at yesterday when I saw it. Texas Tech is on here, and we beat 3 teams on the list last year. Okay. And Texas Tech, they're in the Big 12. That's no fault of theirs. But when you saw them play Oregon, it's apparent that their roster and they're not on the level of a lot of these teams. Are they going to get there? Maybe. But right now, the depth and the overall roster is still not comparable to a lot of these teams.
Old Cody Campbell pulling a lot of weight for Texas Tech
doubt.
in these rankings.
No doubt.
Ready to talk some hoops?
Let's do it.
All right, football guys talking basketball coming up next. But first, download the Loves app from Loves Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with a discount on fuel. 10 cents off on every gallon of gas and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Love's app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
Steaks are back. Didi Ranch's luxury steak cuts are restocked and ready to ship straight to your door. From mouth-watering ribeyes to silky smooth fillets, this is the best beef Oklahoma has to offer. And here's the kicker. They're now shipping next day air for free when you use code SOONER at checkout. That's right. Next day air like Amazon Prime, but for steak. Didi Ranch delivers taste and tradition the luxurious way.
We were brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and the OU Sooners official drinkware partner. All right, let's talk real life in February. Winter schedules are packed. Sports seasons are rolling, and your family has shown up no matter the weather. Between early workouts, long game days, road trips, and cheering on the Sooners, it's where Simple Modern really shines. The Mesa Loop is built for every loop of your family's life. It takes you from the gym and the office to the practice fields and packed stadium seats. It's easy to carry, leak-proof, and keeps your drink cold from warm-ups through the final whistle. And like everything Simple Modern makes, it delivers serious quality at a price that makes sense. And with 10% of profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right, time for FGTB. Let's start with the OU men, Ted. In Knoxville tonight, 6 p.m. on ESPN2. And here's to hoping that they can carry the momentum from the 2 wins over Georgia and Vandy. I know this. Sooners need the 3-point shooting to travel because it's going to be tough tonight. Tennessee is 13-1 at home this season. Pretty good. And they have been one of the best teams in the conference in conference play. What are they, 8-4 in league play? Got one of the best SEC records. So their only home loss was a 2-point loss to Kentucky a month ago, where they blew a double-digit lead in the second half. So, tall task for the Sooners tonight.
Very tall task. And honestly, I haven't seen Tennessee play much this year for whatever reason. So I don't know a whole heck of a lot about the squad. But, matchup-wise, the teams that we have the most problem with are the teams that have a lot of size and a lot of athleticism in the front court. And I don't know that that's necessarily Tennessee's game, but going there and winning on the road is going to be a huge task. But if they can capture some of the magic they've had the last couple of games, outside the last couple minutes of Vanderbilt, they got a shot. You go and hit a ton of threes and get 40-plus points off the bench, you got a chance to beat most anyone in the conference. So we'll see if they can continue it. I'll tell you this. I've got like this old school, like the popcorn, you plug it in. It's like a popcorn. I'll go outside in my driveway and light that sucker on fire if we beat Tennessee.
Okay. People are going to hold you to that.
Okay.
We've got one down in the basement too that we don't use. I'll save that for our next sacrifice.
Okay.
We'll see. But hey, you got to go on the road and beat what I think everyone considers like a borderline top 25 team in the country. Not going to be easy.
They're not ranked.
Yeah, they've been kind of in and out of the high 20s and not ranked. So it'll be tough, but hey, here's the hoping the Sooners have figured some things out. Man, that second half, if it looks like it did in the second half against Georgia, they can play with pretty much anyone, man. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So
no doubt.
We'll
Defense
see.
Was better. The like I said, Forsythe, he's been battling both ankles for most of the season. He's looking way more like himself. The effort plays, the hustle stuff up and down the floor, being able to draw some fouls, get to the free throw line, adding off the bench. Like, you're going to have guys come in and perform really well, and we'll see where it goes.
If Atak and Pack want to combine for like 12 threes, that'd be great.
Please, let's do it.
Shoot the lights out, boys. But that'll be a lot of fun to watch tonight. All right, let's talk about the OU women. Went to Tuscaloosa and beat a top 25 Alabama team 79-71 and did it in the fourth quarter, right? Big time fourth quarter from the Sooners. They outscore Alabama 21-11 in the fourth. And this game was a great reminder that sometimes you just need to give the rock to Reagan Beers, man.
No doubt.
Sometimes just give her the ball, let her go to work.
She was awesome. That was a fun game. They went through a couple of rough patches in there, and dude, I thought Verhulst was done for the season. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was. We were watching it with the entire family. We were dialed in. My kids were. They've become big OU hoops fans, men, women. Like, we're watching OU hoops, and Verhulst is my 4-year-old's favorite player on the women's team. He likes some of the fun passes she does. The like 1 foot step back shot she shoots. She's always firing threes. He thinks he's the next Steph Curry, So he loves Peyton Verhulst. And when she rolled that ankle and couldn't walk, he was not in a good place. So when she came back, we were like, yes, she's back. Let's go. And then she made plays on, hobbling around. It was awesome. But once she went out, Ted, like, things were not going well. Once she came back, things started going well again for the Sooners. That is, methinks it's not a coincidence.
Yeah. Whenever I was walking around doing stuff around the house as I was watching, when I saw her back in, I was like, wait, what? I mean, that looked like that was going to be like a multi-week situation, but tough as heck coming back in. That's a nice win, man. It is very difficult to win on the road in the SEC and in college basketball, period. It's hard to win on the road. So going and getting that win was big.
Jenny Baranczyk just needs to tell Aaliyah Chavez that it's the last 5 minutes of the game, like, all game.
No kidding.
Because she's delivered some awesome performances late in the fourth quarter this season. But, I mean, she continues to overall kind of struggle to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So whatever flips in her brain, like when the game's on the line late and she's burying all these shots, we need that to translate to the other 3 quarters,
That little step back mid range was looking good late. That was nice.
Just get to the free throw line, get to your spot, and cash. Had a big 3. Like she hit some huge shots late in that Bama game.
I think there was one late where she was dribbling a lot, kind of in and out, and Coach Baranczyk's like, she's barking commands over there on the sideline. I thought on one of those shots, it was like no, good shot.
She needs to be more consistent throughout the game.
Yeah.
I think if she can find a higher level of consistency, and I just think this team could be really, really good, man.
Yep.
But currently they're sitting at number 11 in the AP top 25, and dude, it is a big, big week for them. This is a huge week for OU women's basketball when it comes to what their seeding is going to look like in the NCAA tournament, because they have a big one in Athens tomorrow night against number 24 Georgia, and then they have number 21 Tennessee in Norman on Sunday at 1. Mm-hmm. So you've got 2 top 25 matchups this week for them after you're already coming off a top 25 win against Bama. This is how you work yourself into that 3 seed conversation, Ted.
Yeah.
Possibly, you never know, depending on what happens in the SEC tournament. Hey, maybe you're in the 2 seed conversation, but right now I think most people view them as a 4, borderline 3, depending on how some things go. This week is where they can play themselves into a better seeding situation in the tournament.
Yeah. And that's going to be the critical part of it. we've talked about this before with, um, you know, different sports in different years. Like it's one of those situations, and we've heard like it might be harder to win the SEC right now than it is to win the national championship because of a path that if you get the right seeding and a good draw, your path may get you to. I mean, it's always going to be difficult, but if you can get the right seeding and get a good path, I don't think there's any reason this team can't be an Elite Eight or even better type of team.
Yep. That's the goal. That was the expectation
Yep.
coming into the season. So we'll see. But big week for Jenny Baranczyk, and possible that Coach Baranczyk makes an appearance on the pod next week.
Ooh, I love it.
We are in talks with her people. So we'll see if that can all come together. Let's hit the Thunder real quick. They will be back in action on Friday night against the Brooklyn Nets. As most people that are following the NBA know, the Brooklyn Nets aren't very good. But I think the most interesting part coming off the All-Star break for the Thunder is, okay, who's available for the team?
Right.
I remember the last regular season game they played, no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, no Jalen Williams, no Hartenstein, no AJ Mitchell. Like, there's, 26 games left for them. It'd be nice if we could see them get all their guys back and get some court time together before the playoffs roll around, But we'll see what it looks like. I'm not really concerned about what the lineup looks like against the Nets. They're not very good. But the Sunday nooner against the Cavs at Paycom, I would like to see us have more of our guys,
It's that time. I know everyone's had their issues, but let's get it together. We've had a little bit of a break here. Stretch run. Let's get the engine firing on all cylinders.
I've thought a lot about it. I've got 3 keys for the rest of the regular season for the Thunder, Ted.
Okay.
Number 1, let's get healthy, boys. Duh.
Health. Okay.
Health. We got it. You got to have your guys, right?
Yeah.
It's a war of attrition. Got to have your guys when the playoffs roll around. Number 2, I need more out of Chet Holmgren.
Chet.
I need more out of NBA All-Star, Chet Holmgren. I feel like if they're going to make another special run in the playoffs, they're going to go win another title, he's got to take it to another level. I mainly view it like taking it to another level offensively, but I just feel like overall, he's got to become more of a force on the court.
Yeah.
And then number 3, whatever Isaiah Joe and Jared McCain are doing to get each other to shoot the ball like this, we got to just keep doing that.
More of that.
More of that. Because everyone always looks to the stars, right, in the playoffs, but really these role guys that can come off the bench and give you 12, 15, just like a barrage of threes, that can be so big in the playoffs. So that's what I got. The rest of the 3 keys for me for the rest of the regular season for the Thunder are get healthy, Chet take it to another level, and let's keep this Isaiah Joe, Jared McCain 3-point barrage that appears to be happening. Let's keep that rolling, shall we?
I like it. If you could check all those 3 boxes, we'll be in a good spot.
Ready for some winners and losers?
Let's do it.
But first, for all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions. And 3 things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise. It's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGuinness offers a college prep curriculum that includes 26 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10 for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear around. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10. Buttery soft and 10% off. As always, Ted, kicks off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
It was a tough choice. I consider going with Mike Elko, because he's in my lane right now, saying that college football it's a $1 billion+ business, and we don't have a decision maker at the top. There's no organizational structure where you've got a decision maker and someone that can get things done. It's all kind of by committee, and you get all these different, conference commissioners and people in the room, and there's way too many people that rightfully are, lobbying and positioning for the best interests of their own program or their own conference. We need someone that can pull the whole thing together, because it's so fractured at the moment. I don't know that you can. That's a quick automatic fix to all of your problems. I mean, I still think there's quite a bit that needs to happen, but I think you do need a main voice to get everyone on the same page and at least get everyone moving in the same direction.
College football needs someone to force the Big Ten and the SEC to work together and to get on the same page. That's the key. Kind of if that can happen, which that needs to happen, then maybe we can find a little more harmony in the sport. But right now, it's like it feels like, just from a business perspective, it feels like it's a board of directors where two of those people, it really matters what those two people say in the room. But there's no chairman of the board to get everyone to work together and to get anything done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't.
It's
maybe
like
it's
the whole goal right now. Instead of moving the whole thing forward, the whole goal right now is a measuring contest between two people in the room.
Yeah.
To see who can, outmaneuver the other one for, the number one spot or the most money or all that stuff. We get it. Okay. That's good. We could settle that on the field. Let's get everything moving forward.
That being said, everyone's still watching the games. There's chaos behind the scenes. It's people,
part of the draw, man. It really is.
So something's working.
It's like, it's the same thing. Like all the frustration around like the playoff rankings and stuff as the season comes to a head. It's like everyone is mad at it. So you have to be dialed in and talk about it. And it kind of feeds itself to some degree.
I would love for us to just get to the final form of whatever this is going to be, because we know OU is going to be part of it. We're not concerned. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not going to enjoy the drama to get us there,
It's a soap opera, man. You can't fix everything in one episode, okay? You got to draw this thing out.
Yeah, this is going to be probably run everyone knows the show that went a season or two too long. That's what's going to happen with college football soap opera here,
Yeah,
that's how it's going to feel. But yeah, I think a lot of people agree with what Elko said.
Yep.
It would be advantageous for the sport if there was one person whose job was to force all these people to work together and to compromise.
Yep.
But
And at
there's not
least
that person.
have a public facing vision of what we're trying to do, what we want to get to. Because right now it's all backroom talk and no one knows anything. So,
Well, in like Greg Sankey's job is to do what's best for the SEC.
yep.
Tony Petitti's job is to do what's best for the Big Ten. I think everyone looks at it and understands, and it just goes like, whose job is it? Who's out here looking out for the best interest of all of college football, of the sport as a whole?
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing that? And I don't think you can point to a single person and go, oh, yeah, that person's doing that. And I think that is a little unsettling for a lot of people.
No doubt. We'll see. I don't know if there's any hope of that actually happening, but starting to hear some people in big spots say it, I think, is a crucial step. But my winner of the week is OU baseball. What a start to the season. You knock off Tech, you knock off Oklahoma State, and then you knock off TCU, who's one of the favorites for Omaha. Heck of a start to the season. Arms look good. Cam Johnson comes out and gets the start right out of the gate. 11 strikeouts, was dealing. You know, the command issues was the question coming in. Ton of talent, great fastball, great slider. It looks like he's added the changeup, and it's given him a different dimension. The command was there, the confidence was there. That's an excellent sign. But even better to me is the offense. You know, we had great arms a year ago, but we were lacking in the offensive department. The SEC, like, power is a premium. You play in a bunch of small parks, and you look at some of these teams, and they're huge, and they got guys that can bomb it. And we were just a little bit behind in that department. Well, right now, the entire lineup offensively looks really good. Off to a good start. Now, it's just a small little sample size, and we came out red hot, firing on all cylinders. We'll see if they can keep that, but got to tell you, early on, looks like we got a squad.
Little chaos with some bombs.
There you go.
Yeah. Little chaos, and we just a little sprinkling of bombs in there. You know, we all know, hey, speed on the base pass, taking your risk on the base pass, like that's been a staple of what Skip Johnson has done. Yeah, a few more bombs helps, you know. And then how about the left-handed freshman that pitched against TCU? 99? What is his last name? Rager?
Rager, I think.
No. It's Rager. I'm called him Rager. I know how it's spelled. I know how they said it, but I looked at the spelling. I was like, no, that dude's out there having a Rager. He struck out like 8.
Yeah,
dude looks. What is he? 6'5", 6'6"? He looked big out there, dude. I watched a ton of that game because everyone was saying, okay, this is the top 10 top 10 TCU team. This is a good test. Let's see how it goes, and pass the test with flying colors. And old Big 99 on the mound looked pretty dang good.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, our baseball team getting off the bus looks totally different. Our pitching staff is big. There are some big dudes, and you know, some of the guys that they brought in, the position players, and like, it's a different looking baseball team, and it's fun to watch right now.
Big humans. It's typically what you want in sports.
Big humans.
Big, powerful humans. All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
This was a wild scene. And I was watching this game last night. UCLA is going on the road to Michigan State, and they're getting blown out, right? They're getting whipped, and there was they're down 20 plus, and they got to play late where a UCLA guy tries to chase down a breakaway from behind and has a hard foul on a guy, and he goes, careening to the floor, and they weren't even reviewing it yet to see if it was a flagrant or anything, and Mick Cronin, the coach, kicks his own player out of the game. See ya. Get him to the locker room. Get him out of here. kind of a meltdown on the sideline from Mick Cronin at UCLA, and he carried that into the postgame press conference as well.
Mick Cronin. Now, what was his? I want to say he's been at UCLA for a while now, and I think it is second years when they went to the Final Four. There's no doubt the guy can coach. Long career of winning games, but he is the most annoying person in college athletics. He is insufferable for me. I'm like, dude, the guy just made a hustle play. I didn't think it was a flagrant foul to begin with. I thought
it's like he landed on his legs and kind of slid out on the way down.
Yeah, I thought the guy was just, oh no, your player was playing hard late in a blowout, trying to make a hustle play, and then him. My thing is, don't embarrass your players, dude.
Yeah, that
helps no one. And what was the guy's name? It was like Jamerson or something like that.
Yeah,
and I think did he used to go to Michigan State too? I feel like I read
someone on their roster that was. I don't think it was him. It may have been. I don't know. But there was, because they were chanting something. The student section was chanting something at one of their players, and that's where he kind of lost his mind in the post game. Someone said, "Well, what'd you make of the students chanting at whatever player?" And he's like, "That's the dumbest question I've ever been asked."
Like, congratulations. Mick Cronin annoys me. I'm not going to pretend like he doesn't. I know that some people are like, oh, it's hard-nosed coaching. No, that guy, he's just annoying. Don't do that to your players, man. Like,
for me, though.
Why would you kick your own guy out of the game? How does that help you in any way? There's not a single person today going, you know what? I have more respect for Mick Cronin today than I did yesterday. What a stand-up decision. You know who's not looking at it and going, man, I really want to play for that guy? Good players all across the country that may be interested in playing at UCLA.
Yep.
What is he doing? He is so annoying to me, dude. Now, he's great. He's wildly entertaining. He's a content machine. I appreciate him for that. But I thought what he did last night, like embarrassing your player like that, I feel like that's like one of the worst things you can do as a coach. What a clown show.
Especially the situation, like you talked about it. Later in a game, you're down 20 plus. You're trying to get great effort out of players, right? And I don't know, maybe his angle of it made it, the foul looked really bad. I don't know. That's giving him the benefit of the doubt, but that's typically like, hey, look at this effort. That's what we're looking for type of stuff.
The most concerning thing, the thing that annoyed me the most is in his postgame presser, the quote was, I know Steve was trying to block the shot, but the game's a 25-point game. You don't do that. You don't play hard the entire basketball game, Mick? Listen, I get you got to know time and situation as a player. But if I'm getting dog walked on the road, I actually may be encouraged that a guy is playing as hard as he can in a situation like that. Maybe we need more of that, Mick. Maybe don't send your guy to the locker room for doing that.
And then what'd he say? And then he wants to be a tough guy. The other part of it, I didn't think after the foul, he stood his ground. Like, you don't need to go cower in a corner if someone's mad that you tried to make a play. I mean, stand your ground.
Yeah. Mick Cronin, not a football guy.
No.
I don't think. No, dude. Not wired like one for sure. That whole dude, I watched that clip like 20 times to try to figure out why he reacted the way that he did. It was so strange to me. Like, the more I watched it, the more annoyed I got for the UCLA player. I came away from it going, man, I would never want my kid to play for Mick Cronin. This kid just got punished for playing really hard. What are we doing?
What's your gut tell you? Is that one where he's going to watch the film and be like, yeah, I screwed up there. That's just a good effort play. Or is he going to dig his heels in and
this is My and I know college sports has changed a lot, but teams, good teams, great teams, typically are player driven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone in that UCLA locker room has to try to fight their coach for pulling that. I'm just being real. Like you have to make it clear, like, coach, you ain't doing that to my guys. Like, who are the leaders on that team? And I know there's so much movement in college basketball now that you may not have guys that have been there for 3-4 years where it's like it's their team, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the leaders are on that team, they got to go to Mick Cronin and go, hey, you pull that again, we're going to beat you up.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Like you can't, as players, you can't let your coach do that to you. Like there's got to be a respect level there. And that was what I thought what Mick Cronin did to that kid was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overreacting. I thought it was Bush League, man. I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, it's almost like he thinks he's the show.
Yep.
You ain't the show, man.
Well, people have always said, and I think to a large degree, there's a lot of truth in it, that a team will mirror their head coach and how that head coach kind of conducts himself in crisis, right? If you're down, things aren't going well, and you look over and your coach is crashing out on the sideline and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, well, then you're going to have a chaotic football team whenever you're in crunch time. If things aren't going well and you look over and your coach is stoic and confident and calm, cool, collected, the team's going to mirror that. It's the same thing whenever you're playing well. If you're playing well and your coach is, like riding the wave and, he just follows the flow of the game. He's up when things are good and he's down when things are bad. A team is going to mirror that. And you don't want to mirror Cronin right now. Chaotic.
They got housed by Michigan, who looks really good. I've watched them a couple times. They look, they're number one for a reason.
I watched them with Purdue. Purdue kept trying to make a run at it last night. They just couldn't do it. Too good.
So they got beat. I think Michigan beat UCLA by like 30. And then Michigan State destroys UCLA. It's the first time, according to Sport Radar, it is the first time since 1944-1945 season that UCLA has lost consecutive games by 20-plus points. Hey, Mick, maybe worry about coaching better, bro. Maybe worry about not embarrassing one of the most tradition-rich programs in the country. How about that? Maybe don't toss your players out of the games when the officials deem that it wasn't a flagrant 2. You loser. What in the world was that? Dude, that rubbed me the wrong way, bro. I was just like, this guy, I've never seen that. I've never seen that in my life. Like, what is he doing? Grow up.
Coach, what's the number when we're down 15 or when we're down? When can we start jogging down the floor? Just let us know and we'll start doing that.
You want to do something to get your players to quit on you? Do what Mick Cronin just did.
Yep.
Embarrass them.
Now, did you see that? It was Providence, and did you see that foul over the weekend where the dude can't, like, that's a play like that? Okay, hit the shower.
Yeah, like, hey, man.
Totally different.
Unacceptable. Scene. Yeah, it was just like a hustle play. It was a hard foul. It wasn't, I didn't think it was malicious at all, really.
Mm-mm. Made a play on the ball.
Yeah. Playing hard. Oh, we don't do that here. Go to the locker room. What?
They already beat us. Give them a free run to the basket.
How you do anything's how you do everything, right?
Bam.
Those were the Mick Cronin in that situations. Those are the actions of a loser, in my opinion.
Get it together, Mick.
I tell Ted, I made my coaching debut, basketball coaching debut with my 4-year-old's team last weekend. My wife maternity leave from her coaching duties.
All right.
So I was called out of the bullpen, given the red coach's shirt, and they kept looking at the scoreboard. These are 4 and 5-year-olds. Now, to their credit, that they were racking up some points on the opponent. Okay.
I was going to say, was it 0-0 for a long time?
It was a lopsided victory. It was a final score, I think, was 26-2, 24-2, something like that.
Okay.
It was a solid performance from the Hotshots. But they kept looking at the scoreboard, and I kept saying, guys, if you look at the scoreboard again, I'm going to take you out. You play the same way all the time. 2 rules. Have fun. Try your best. That's all I ask. Stop looking at the scoreboard. You play as hard as you can and have as much fun as you can, no matter what the score is. And what did they kept doing, Ted? They kept taking a little peek, and I said, stop looking at the scoreboard. Stop looking at it. And midway through the first half, guess what they did?
Stopped looking, turned the heat up.
They stopped looking. They just kept playing. You play the same way all the time.
Hey,
now, you got to know time and situation. We didn't need to get into that. But it's how do 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds understand this, and Mick Cronin doesn't?
You play to win the game. Huh?
Champions.
Ever heard that one, Mick?
Champions. Banners hang forever. Champions. Come on, Mick. Come on, Mick. I want Mick Cronin to apologize. That's what I want. I want him to say, and I guarantee you the apology will be wildly entertaining. But don't do that to your players, man. Come on.
It'll be one of those, I'm sorry, but
yeah, if I was UCLA's administration, we would be having a very, very frank conversation today. You pull that again, you're fired. Now, maybe not fired with cause like Kansas State's trying to do to Jerome Tang. My goodness, that was.
Hey,
that feels questionable.
That with cause is, I mean, that little line in the contract is pretty vague. Better start putting some definitions on it. You know what I'm saying?
No kidding. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. Was it clear that I am upset with Mick Cronin?
It's clear that Mick Cronin should have been your loser of the week.
I did not know it riled me up so much, but here we are. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. Schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
With ice cold beers, great food, and TVs all around, Pub W is the perfect spot to catch OU football and NFL Sundays. Pub W has been voted best happy hour 3 years in a row and serves brunch Saturday and Sunday mornings until 2 p.m. You can enjoy classics like chicken and waffles and their steak breakfast burrito, as well as unique dishes like the Big Country Benedict. Plus, brunch Marys, mimosas, and espresso martinis. Visit pubdub.com to find a location near you. Pub W, good food, good drinks, good people.
Insurica's launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, for my winner of the week, a tradition unlike any other, Ted.
Yeah?
The Masters. Now,
Ooh.
we're still a ways off. It's not April, I understand that. But how about another little mini edition of Football Guys Talking Golf?
Let's do it.
It's the Masters. It doesn't need any more buzz than it already has every year. It's the Masters. It's the golf tournament. But the 2026 Masters did get a little more intriguing on Tuesday. In his press conference ahead of the Genesis Invitational that he hosts, Tiger Woods, who seemed like he was in a great mood, by the way,
Yeah.
was asked point blank, is the Masters off the table for you? He quickly responded, no. And then gave us a little smirk. And so you're telling me there's a chance, Ted? Come on, man. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's really fun to think about it happening.
You know, I got to tell you, a lot of people probably think this is the dumbest thing, and then probably a lot of people relate to it. I would watch Tiger Woods all 4 rounds, shoot 75, and be totally out of it, and watch every single swing more than I would watch the rest of the tournament. I'm totally fine doing that.
I think there are millions of people that agree with you. And listen, he's 50 now. He's coming off the torn Achilles. He had, that lumbar disc replacement surgery, which does not sound fun. But you kidding me? Yeah, I would watch him play Augusta National. Yeah, I would watch it. I would watch it real bad, Ted.
The 2019 Masters, I think was that the year he won it? Like, I had to like leave my living room, come upstairs, get away from everything, and just sit there by myself and watch it.
It was incredible.
That's what I'm saying. I'll watch every shot because like I'm waiting for a moment like that to happen. And listen, I'm under no illusions. I know where he is right now in his career. So if he plays, I don't think he's going to win, but I will watch every single shot.
And they will show every single shot. One thing, it was a really, when Tiger Woods is in a good mood and delivers a great press conference, it's way up there on like the best press conferences in sports. And this was really interesting. I went and watched the whole thing because he was talking about his role when it comes to reshaping the tour strategy, the calendar, like all these different things. Sounds like he's working really hard on that. But one of the most interesting things he talked about, like, he basically made it sound like he's open to playing on the Champions Tour. And that is something that should get Oklahomans very, very excited. Because, Ted, do you know who will be hosting the 2027 U.S. Senior Open?
Lincoln up there, the municipal course.
Close.
Hefner.
Oak Tree National.
Whoo. Awesome.
2027 Senior Open at Oak Tree National. Because Tiger was like, yeah, I respect it. He was like, I refuse to use a cart on the PGA Tour, but the Champions Tour, if I can use a cart, yeah, sounds good. Let's do it. And I'm looking at that U.S. Senior Open at Oak Tree National in 2027 going, am I about to get to drive down the street and watch Tiger Woods play golf? I just might.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. That'd be awesome.
Could you imagine?
Dude.
I mean,
it doesn't matter where he plays. You will have a massive crowd of people follow every single hole everywhere he goes for the next 20 years.
He also said he's considering a role for the Ryder Cup. You have to assume they're asking him to be the captain for the next Ryder Cup. But he basically said, dude, I'm working a lot on this PGA Tour stuff and getting, setting the tour up for success, making everyone
what's his title on that?
He's like the head of some committee. Okay. It's like the competition committee, like head of advancement or something. I don't know. Google it. That's what the internet's for.
Okay.
But he sounds very involved in reshaping the calendar, reshaping their strategy, and kind of pushing the tour forward to make everyone involved happy, right? Sponsors, players, TV partners, like all that stuff. Sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
But it it was a great press conference, but the thing about the Masters, I went, what? And the smirk he gives after it, go watch it. Like the smirk he gives after it, he knows instantly that sound clip is going to get blasted across the world and everyone's going to react to it. You could just see it on his face. But also, one of the things he talked, it was really cool. He talked about Anthony Kim winning on Live, and that was, I mean, that was really cool to hear him talk about that as well. So it was a great press conference.
Is there any path for Kim to playing the Masters or anything?
Yeah, all he needs is for them to invite him. It's Augusta National controls its own thing, man.
Okay.
They don't listen to anyone, as you can imagine.
You kind of have to, right? With that story and the momentum there.
There's a couple more Live tournaments before the Masters takes place. So if AK goes out there and finishes, top 5, top 10 a couple more times, heck, what happens if he goes and wins again? If he wins again, you got no choice if you're Augusta, right? You're like, hey, letters in the mail, baby.
Yep.
That would be,
dude.
It's already an incredible story for Anthony Kim. If he keeps this rolling, man, it keeps playing great golf, and he gets invited to Augusta, oh my gosh, come on. Sign me up, bro.
I may have to turn it off the Tiger pairing channel if we got Kim, we got Goddard up out there making a run. Let's go.
A lot of OU flavor.
That's right.
A lot of Oklahoma flavor in golf right now. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. My loser of the week. You ready to talk some Olympics?
Am I ever?
What happened to our men's team pursuit speed skating team? What was that?
I don't know.
What? So I know nothing about speed skating. Nothing. But when someone tells me our men's pursuit squad is number 1 in the world, they're the reigning world champions, they're the world record holder, I expect them to win. And to me, it looks like they kind of just crumbled on the biggest stage. They lost by 4.5 seconds to Italy in the gold medal race. 4.5 seconds. First, we had the quad god fall apart the way that he did. Huge favorite. Disaster. And then our men's pursuit speed skating team does this. What's going on here?
I don't know. It's the bad ice. I don't know what's going on. What do you think that it was like some big, like trying to go get a record or something, and that's where the focus was?
The weirdest part was they didn't even have to skate hard in the semifinal. I couldn't believe it. I was watching it with my sons. The Chinese team in the semifinal, it was clear. They decided we can't beat these guys. So they didn't skate hard. They just like cruised around the track. My wife and I were like, wait, you went all the way, you worked all these years, and you're just going to mail it in the Olympic semifinal? We couldn't believe it. I was like,
go for a cruise and take in the scenery, boys.
It was, I was like, I can't believe they're doing that. Now, the strategy was conserve your energy for the bronze medal race, and China won the bronze medal race. Congrats to the Chinese on the bronze. But so the U.S., that we didn't have to skate hard in the semifinal. Got to conserve a bunch of energy. And that did not end up helping. Like, we got smoked. We got beat so bad, Ted. It was so disrespectful. Oh, my goodness. The Italians come across the line. All three, they break apart because they know how far ahead they are. They break apart. All three guys cross at the same time. One of the Italian guys hits the Steph Curry night-night celebration going across the finish line. The disrespect.
Just a dagger.
It was, I went, oh. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. When I am told, I watch speed skating once every 4 years, Ted. When I'm told we're at the best of something, we're the world record holder, We invented the current strategy that every team uses, where one guy stays in the front and the other two guys are kind of pushing him from behind, and everyone's like the guy in the front's eating all the wind resistance, and the other two guys are like tucking in behind him. We invented that. That's our strategy. We invented it 8 years ago. I read a long article about it. And then we lose by 4.5 seconds to the gold medal race. What are we doing? We can't keep having these people on our best people on skates crumble in the pressure moments. I don't like it.
I know it. And then you get mocked at the finish line. It's like that's where you got to take a page out of Days of Thunder and go take out the guy on his victory lap. You know?
Fight him. Hey, you can beat us, but you're not going to disrespect us. Here, we're going to the speed skating turns into hockey real quick.
Roller derby. We're going to go out there and take you out. Yeah, it's brutal.
Stick, gloves, shirt. There's no stick. There's no gloves, but I think it's very difficult to get one of those speed skating uniforms off. But I was just, I don't know. When you're going in, and you're like, hey, they're the best in the world. Even though I guess Italy had been really good each round, they'd had some really fast times.
Yeah,
but did you watch this? Did you see it?
I saw I just saw like
the highlight.
Yeah.
What? I bet the guy feels awfully silly now. One of the guys. So the whole thing with our men's pursuit speed skating team was like, these guys have incredible chemistry. That's why they're the best in the world. That's why they're so good. One thing they kept bringing up was their fantasy football league. The guy that lost it was having to carry around all of his stuff in like this pink backpack with hearts all over it, which is hilarious, but it feels awfully silly when you don't win the gold, you know?
No kidding.
But it was pretty funny. I was like, classic shenanigans from some men right there.
Men's hockey, Sweden today, right?
Mm-hmm. Women's hockey, what? Canada in the final?
Is that right? Yeah. And I want to see some fights. I want to see, let's get it on. Canada's losing. The men are losing right now to Czechoslovakia 2-1.
Ooh.
First period though. Need them to. I only want them to advance so we can see the matchup, the collision.
I want to know. You just referred to it as Czechoslovakia, which is hilarious because it's Czech Republic now. I'm trying to figure out how long ago it was.
Probably pre-Soviet Union breakup.
There was a peaceful dissolution on January 1st, 1993, into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. So it's been a little bit, dude.
Listen,
it's like the Oakland Raiders. It's always going to be the Oakland Raiders. It's always going to be Czechoslovakia. No one says the Czech Republic and Slovakia. I get it, man. It's okay.
I had a globe at my house my whole life, and I got it for Christmas when I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and it was there forever. That is the world map that I know. Okay. So that's still what I follow to this day and always will.
Do you know, here's a little history. Do you know when the country peacefully split into two independent nations, the Czech Republic and Slovakia, do you know what that is referred to as? This is a Google AI summation, so it could be wrong, but I've never heard this term.
I don't know. I guess just lay it on me.
Velvet divorce.
Huh.
I'm going to Google it. Velvet divorce. What's that mean? Okay, it's definitely a thing. Yeah. Okay.
Does that mean like a peaceful split?
Well, velvet's nice.
I know.
Velvet's very luxurious, very inviting.
It's rare.
How did we get here? How are we here? Let's stop. You learn something new every day. The velvet divorce in 1993 between the Czech Republic and Slovakia. There you go. Fun fact of the day for our listeners.
I like it.
And this is what happens when we don't win gold in the events we're supposed to win gold, okay? This is
Everything just falls to pieces.
everything devolves into this. Birthday shout-outs. Welcome to the world, Sutton Aaron Akins.
Happy 34th birthday to MJ Montoya.
Great name. Happy 40th birthday to Megan Wellner.
Happy birthday to Joey Ketting.
On that note, episode 607 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Sunday. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. And until next time, we appreciate you all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.